directors does such a good job. And then I have initiated some devotees there in Mauritius, so I'm obliged to go every year. And we have our sadhana on the beach every day at Belmar Beach. And just because the message to the devotees is you can't just go to the temple and be formal with each other. You have to come and chill a little bit and be out in nature, get some sun, air, good salt water, and just chill and be a little bit playful with each other, you know. And so that's what we do every time we go there, you know. And
Nice.
so it worked out very well. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. And
Maharaj.
yeah, yes. Questions?
How was the weather, Maharaj?
Well, it's turning winter there now, so the weather is perfect for us Canadians. But they were telling me it's been brutally hot in both Africa and in Mauritius. Hard for even the local people, you know. So I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Krishna's got me going to, you know, climates that are fairly decent in the winter. I think it's a smart thing to do. Our indigenous people used to, in the colder parts of Canada and the prairies, they would move with the bison, the herds, and the herds would go south, you know, so they'd follow. And then when it came closer to spring, the herds would move north and the people followed them. You know, they kind of went where the climate is suitable. They follow the animals. Makes sense, right? Okay, great. So Merle, how are you doing? We got Rabinder. Oh, we got the devotees from the Netherlands. Wow. Hare Krishna. Rabinder Sarup. Hare Krishna. So good to see you. So good to see you. Good. And then we have Arjun Saka from all the way from Edmonton. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Manasi Ganga. Yeah.
Maharaj.
Dharma. Gaigo, Tribhuvaneshwari. Nina, nice to see you. And Dhanraj, we saw you yesterday personally. Good. And I've got with me Uddhava. Uddhava, say hello. Smile at the nice people.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, did you manage okay? I asked the Sanatana Dharma to spend some time with you, Prabhu's the last 2 weeks, and I hope it worked out okay.
It was wonderful, Maharaj.
It
He
was
even played the guitar for us.
Oh, good. All right, so now we'll just go for our mantras right now, and we'll go for our verse after that. And in between, of course, our usual mantra, our invocational mantra. So let's start together. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Padamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Irvishi Shunyavadi Paschachari Satarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sorry, Hare Bolananda Shesh, nice to see you. Okay, we'll go to page 1 at the top. Om Agyanatimirandasya
Om Kya.
Gyananjana Shalakaya
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Chakshurun Militan Yena
Chakshuram Militam Jena
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave
I
Namaha.
was born in the darkest ignorance,
I was in the bottom of
darkness
and my
ignorance.
spiritual master opened my eyes
And my spiritual
master
master
opened my
opened my
with
eyes
the torch of knowledge.
with the
torch of knowledge.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
I offer my respectful obeisance to him.
unto
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yay.
Thank you very much. So I know we're getting close to the end, which means the beginning. Please, our host Vaishnavi, can you tell us where we're supposed to be looking?
Last time when you were here, we did 1868, Maharaj.
Okay,
But you were in the car driving from Toronto Temple to some other place, so
Mhm.
it spent about, I don't know, some time. If anyone feels like they would like to go over that again, that's fine. Otherwise, we can go to 1869.
Okay, well, sure. I mean, I think there's no harm. There's a similar theme there in the two. And we could just read it over again. I don't see a problem. So let's do 68. And if you don't mind, I'll just do the purport as well. And then we'll zip over to 69. It's just one verse. We'll do 70 as well. I think it makes sense to do that. And probably we'll do 71. Okay. So 68. Everybody's okay? Everyone's great?
Yes, Maharaj.
Idam paramanguyang madbhakti shabadhasyati. Bhakti mayi parang kritva mam ivashyatya sanshaya. Translation. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. Purport. Generally, it is advised that Bhagavad Gita be discussed amongst devotees only. For those who are not devotees will understand neither Krishna nor Bhagavad Gita. Those who do not accept Krishna as he is and Bhagavad Gita as it should not try to explain Bhagavad Gita whimsically and become offenders. Bhagavad Gita should be explained to persons who are ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a subject matter for the devotees only, and not for philosophical speculators. Anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is, will advance in devotional activities and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotees, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. That was a nice summary. Now we'll go to 69 and we can ask one of you to read it, the verse, another person to go for the English, another person to read 70, and the Sanskrit, and another person to read the English. And we'll take it from there. How's that? Haribol Arjun.
So,
Hare Krishna.
so Arjuna, you can do the translation for this, and Guru Das Prabhu can do the purport, and Manasi Ganga say the shloka.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, humble obeisances all glories to Srila Prabhupada and glories to Maharaj. Nacha tasman manusyeshu kachin me priya ritmaha bhavita nacha me tasmad anya priyatataro bhuvi.
Good, thank you.
There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear.
Nice. Okay, great. And let's go to 70 and the verse and the English. For more people.
So Vasanta, you can say the shloka, and Guru Das Prabhu, you can do the translation.
Hare Krishna. Adya Ishite Chaya Imam Dharmyam Samvadam Avyo Jnana Yagnena Tenaham Ishtahashyam iti me matihi. Hare Krishna.
Hi.
And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence.
Okay, beautiful. Great. So these string of verses 3 to be accurately, to be correct numerically, they are praising the dialogue, Bhagavad Gita, and they're speaking about the benefits of it. Anyone who gets involved in discussions of the between the two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna, they are guaranteed a very strong devotional and a mindset. And the other thing, the big part of the deal, which is very attractive, is that you go back to Krishna. You immerse yourself in the topics, the subject matters, and live it. If you live it, you will be living with Krishna. Mhm. And then on 69, we say that Krishna is very dear to someone who just totally idolizes someone who subjects himself to this holy name. So it's about sharing it, though, is it not, Prabhus? The word explaining. When you explain this book, you share the wisdom. That's really the ultimate Sankirtan. Then you're dear to Krishna, and then you get to be with him. So that's these are great awards, and there's nobody more dear to Krishna than someone who shares the message of the Gita. You know, there's all kinds of devotees. We know that, but those who are going to convey the message either from asana or vyasasana, or just, by the way, buddy, got some, tell me a little bit about yourself, well, tell me about the get up. And I'm talking about someone who likes your devotional clothes, and they got a string of questions to follow after that. And then when you open up, even something very casual like that, that's not been prearranged, is, and if you do that regularly, like devotees do go on Sankirtan, they are usually the happiest devotees. It's very true. And they get blessed by the Lord. Krishna says, they are my dearmost. That's very clear in 69. And 70, a new edition is given here by Krishna. He's adding a new feature. Anybody who hears or studies this conversation worships me, does puja by his intelligence. So you're getting a high status, by hearing the message of the Gita. So Krishna is dear to you. He is he's giving you a compliment. You're doing puja with your brains. It's always good when God says that I want you to use your brains. We know that devotional service entails physical work, but also from the heart. Really, that's what bhakti is all about. Doing anything from the heart is what is devotional service. But if somebody also uses their brains, through this conversation, listening to the logic of it all, they are dear to the Lord, and he blesses them. So any questions on that, Prabhus? Okay, I think we should just move on to 71. And for the Sanskrit, the English, and we've got half a page of the purport. So I think there's room for all of us, there's a place for all of us. The famous song from West Side Story, if you know what I mean. West Side Story, anybody know?
Go
Does
West.
anybody know West Side Story? Does anybody know it? I'm just kind of curious to know.
Isn't that the one? Isn't that the one that's like Romeo and Juliet, but set in a
Yeah, it's a
modern
modern
time?
day version of Romeo and Juliet. Very well done. One of the best musicals of all times. And, there's famous songs that came out of there. And it starts off with two gangs, the Jets and the Sharks, and I can't remember that. There were the Hispanic, the Puerto Ricans were one group, and they were a little bit more darker skinned. And then the red-haired blonde boys were, I think they were the Jets or something. I'm not sure, but they represented the other group. Yeah. So it starts off like this, snapping of the fingers. But a famous song from that is, there's a place for us, somewhere, a place for us. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. So the message is very strong. And I just saw the movie Gandhi coming back on the plane, the 84 for 1984, I think it was, and he's in South Africa, and there some Afrikaan boys standing looking tough, and they're seeing the priest walking with the brown man, which is Gandhi. And, Gandhi ends up saying that there will be space for all of us, and so that's the message. There's a place for everybody. So we're going to fit everybody into the 71. Let's do it. Okay. Let's select our people. Vaishnavi, go ahead. Select.
Okay, Ravindra Swarup, go with the shloka. And Arjun Sakha, go for translation. And Arjuna, go for purport.
Okay, good. Yes, you can fit a few people into that purport, seriously.
And Nina, you can jump in. Dharmaraj Prabhu, Mansi Ganga, Dharma Prabhu, you can jump in. Murli,
Yeah,
Dhanraj.
just, read 2 sentences nice and slow and we'll be okay. We're trying to go slow deliberately because we don't want this to end, right? Ravinder Swarup, you must know there's a place for us. You're a dramatist.
Are you sharing the screen, Mataji?
Okay. 71 it is.
Shraddhavan anashuyascha shrinuyad api yo naraha so api muktaha shubha lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam.
Beautiful.
And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell.
Thank you. Beautiful.
In the 67th verse of this chapter, the Lord explicitly forbade the Gita's being spoken to those who are envious of the Lord. In other words, Bhagavad Gita is for the devotees only. Shall I continue?
I think what you said was very good.
Okay.
And I think somebody else can take over.
Yeah, Nina.
Yeah. You embrace that, okay, Arjun? You embrace it.
Okay.
We'll ask you to talk about it in a few minutes.
But it so happens that sometimes a devotee of the Lord will hold open class, and in that class not all the students are expected to be devotees.
Why do such persons hold open class? It is explained here that although not everyone is a devotee, still there are many men who are not envious of Krishna.
Beautiful.
They have faith in him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If such persons hear from a bona fide devotee about the Lord, the result is that they become at once free from all sinful reactions, and after that attain to the planetary system where all righteous persons are situated.
Good.
Therefore, simply by hearing Bhagavad Gita, even a person who does not try to be a pure devotee attains the result of righteous activities. Thus, the pure devotee of the Lord gives everyone a chance to become free from all sinful reactions and to become a devotee of the Lord.
Jai, very good. Next. Anybody left?
I can continue.
Generally, those who are free from sinful reactions, those who are righteous, very easily take to Krishna consciousness. The word Punya Karmanam is very significant here. This refers to the performance of great sacrifices like the Ashwamedha Yajna mentioned in the Vedic literature.
Thank you very much. Dhanraj, did you read yet?
Yes, Maharaj.
But we'll ask Uddhava to read, okay? Don't forget about us here.
Those who are righteous in performing devotional service, but who are not pure, can attain the planetary system of the pole star or Dhruva, where Dhruva Maharaj is residing. He is a great devotee of the Lord, and he has a special planet which is called the pole star.
Nothing to do with people from Poland, by the way. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so it's pretty clear that who should be the audience here. You know, the recipients of the Gita's message. It should be people who are not envious or they're not jealous, but rather innocent and open-minded. But we have to be careful sometimes about people who are very judgmental. And my experience tells me over the years that if you start talking to somebody who's very committed to a religion, and especially if it's a fundamentalist kind of religion, then you're better not to say too much, because they'll just start to open up and become venomous, I know it's a strong word, but they start to blaspheme, they'll start to say Krishna's a false prophet or whatever the case may be. So if they've heard anything, or usually it's those kind of remarks are coming from people who don't know anything, or they've heard from the wrong people. So one has to be sincere at least. And, in my books, I'll certainly open up and talk to anybody who's shows you look at their eyes and you see by their behavior that they're genuinely, interested and very receptive. Why not? You feel a sense of a devotee in some people, and you feel very inclined to want to share what you've got, let's put it this way. If somebody is hungry and you've got some snacks, at least, if not more, some kachoris or some wraps in your paper bag, I think you're going to share it, right? I would. So when people are hungry for Krishna, give them Krishna, let them get a good dose of it, of him. And then they'll reciprocate a good dose of Krishna through food, through prasad. Or in this case, a good dose of Krishna through his wisdom. This Bhagavad Gita it's a philosophical text. It does talk about human behavior. It is like a work of a psychological work, work on that in that field of study. Because of the three modes of material nature that pull on you and pull on you or push you or just grab you. So it's good to know the ins and outs of this world and why people do what they do, why people do crazy acts, and why they do pious acts, So, but if you sense that somebody's really, really eager and enthusiastic, then here's what happens to you. One attains to an auspicious planet where the pious dwell. So that's not a bad bargain, right? To go where the enlightened folks are going to be. That's basically what you want. I was talking to one of our boys, member of the Bhakti Academy here today, and he's sharing a room or a space with 2 or 3 other guys. And for him, it's like foul language and this and that. And, sometimes I told him, well, depends on what you can manage, if you can tolerate those kind of guys, maybe it's a good start, or you're going to deal with the world. So much of the world is like that, very quite negative, and they got bad habits, and so it's either that, or if it becomes too straining, then pull away, situate yourself with devotees, and be in the right space. But I think some of the most difficult people are, those that you want to share Krishna with are the ones that are already settled in some kind of religion that is not so much based in philosophy, but more based in sentiments and emotions. There's a lot of people who use religion as a masquerade, and they do all kinds of nonsensical things, and they kind of hide behind the shadow of God. And yet, from a moralistic point of view, you would not put them in the category of being pious. So pious is something that a word that we should look at sometime. Pious deeds, punya, isn't it? That's the usual word. Punya, it's in there. Punya karmanam, the last two words, they're combined together. Those who do pious deeds. Now, there's a lot of nice people out there. I'm very convinced of that. And one prime example, when I was walking through Nebraska, there was 2 farms, and they had combined together. One was 50,000. One was 35,000 heads of cattle, beef cattle, and the other one, kind of across the road, was 15,000. So when you put it together, it was like 50,000 heads of cattle, all destined to be slaughtered. Well, there were co-owners of the place. And I met 2 fellows who were very inimical. They take some of us, being dressed devotionally, they would consider you kind of a radical, or an activist. And they certainly didn't want me to walk down their dirt road. And I got to the dirt road just to avoid the traffic. It was on the major highway 80. And we had to do that quite a few times to kind of like make a jump, because the highway was too dangerous, 4 lanes, 6 lanes. So we had to take a parallel road. So we went through this area of all this beef cattle. And 2 fellows came with their shotguns, and because that's just what they always carry. And I got one guy was missing some teeth, and I said, well, the issue's foul language, I better get the F out of here. And there's a lot of people with guns around here, and dogs, and especially because of the kind of clothes you're wearing, and just like right out of the movies, and just like scumball people. I hate to say it, and they were co-owners of this property. So they drove off, and I told them, well, I'm almost finished. I'm not going to bother you. I'm moving on. Then another fellow came a few minutes later, and he has this sort of a round face. He could look like the sun, and he was all smiles and everything. Like, he was very cheerful. He said, yeah, I own part of this business here. I heard what you're doing. You're walking across the US. That's great. And it was just like a whole extreme opposite, of what I just went through with these other 2 guys. So you never know who's going to be mean or who's going to be clean. But you have to give people a chance. And that's what it means to go out there with a bravado, be fearless like Mahaprabhu, go out there and meet anybody, be ready to have some adventure, have some fun, honestly, to take up a challenge. Like, if you want to be a strong devotee of Krishna, you be ready to take up some challenges, risks, be a risk taker to some degree. That's what Prabhupada was. After all, he was like that. He wanted to share the wisdom of Krishna, and he went through any length to do that. He just totally heroic. This is what Krishna's calling for, heroism. But generally, you try to speak to the pious people first. If you have a choice, you go to them first. But you're going to find some people are going to come around, and they're going to, let's say, might give you a little bit of a hard time. And that also can make you tough. But you don't need to spend your whole afternoon with them. You don't need to waste your time because they're just not committed anyways. They'll sort of question you and they'll challenge you, and that's what they're all about. They've got incredible insecurity. Yeah. I remember near Butler, Pennsylvania, two guys came out, they're brothers and they're mechanics. I wrote about them in the book, The Saffron Path. But, hey, listen, they go like this. Listen, I don't have any God experience, I just want to tell you. And I'm not really that interested, but just got a few questions for you. And then I'd answer their questions, said, okay, well, listen, we got to get to work, and shake hands. And, there's something else I have on my mind. And they just we would do that several times, kept shaking hands. They're like really country bumpkins, if I could use that term. And it was just so much fun to be with them. They just kept asking questions and they were so intrigued. Otherwise, it wouldn't have pulled over. But they're not offensive. And they're just like the working class kind. By the way, this is May Day, the day for workers, the working class people. That's what May Day is supposed to represent. Okay, I talked a lot. Sorry about that. I've been missing you all, so therefore I thought I'd rattle on for a bit. Any thoughts, Prabhus? Any questions? Well, I would say this, Prabhus. My humble request to you, when you see somebody showing a little bit of interest in our lifestyle, our culture, our clothes, starts with the clothes, or even sometimes with the tilak on your forehead when you're in the public. Hey, what's that all about? And then you give them a little time. They want to know. And
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Ready for the answers. Yes.
Haripad Das Maharaj,
Yeah.
accept my humble obeisances, and to Hare
Yes.
Krishna to all the devotees. May Day is Workers' Day everywhere except in America. We have our own Labor Day in September, but
Canada has that Labor Day. It's the same weekend, but we never talk about laborers. What Mardi Gras, the Holy Festival. Does anybody talk about God? No, they just drink like fishes.
Yes, but talking about labor, Maharaj, I think I wanted to say that, and I'm guilty of this also, that, people just work like beyond what is really needed. Like if you look at the history of all the writings, starting with the Goswamis, they knew how to balance their working life with life devoted to a higher purpose, not just for earning money. I think, like Prabhupada mentions this repeatedly, you guys are so civilized, he says, but from early morning till late evening, you are sitting behind desk, and why do you call this progress, right? Can you comment on that? Because he says people are just not having a balance in their life.
And yeah, I think that's a very simple conclusion on that. Yeah. When we're talking about laborers, it means people are physically at work. They're usually underrated and we don't appreciate them enough. That's my feeling. And those who work in offices, it's another kind of, it's more of a mental strain, intellectual drain and mental strain, isn't it? Whereas when you do something physical, you get something out of it. Mind you, laborers do go overboard sometimes. Their hours are long and everyone's struggling a little bit. You talk about the Goswamis. Well, they were pretty laid back. If I could use that term. They were very laid back, and we're talking about older men, of course, usually, but they were highly intellectual. And some of them were writers, and some of them excavated holy places. Their whole business was holiness. That's what they were immersed in. Everything's about Krishna. I'm hoping we can get there one day. Yeah, good. Any other comments on these things, Prabhu? Yeah, Murli, go ahead.
Maharaj, you had mentioned that, when you give Krishna, introduce Krishna to people, or when you give Krishna to people, it is, especially my thought process was because, when it comes to book distribution, and when I introduce Krishna to them, back of my mind, I think, well, there are debates sometimes that will I give it for free or will I give it for, for Lakshmi? Because it depends upon some of the needs of the people who really you feel that you have to give them that, the extra push and the book in their hand that will create more understanding of Krishna to the, towards Krishna consciousness path. So I always debate sometimes, am I doing it right, or explain that to me a little bit.
Well, we've got some real expert book distributors, like in your area. I think you can talk to them a little bit about it, what approach to take. I know for myself, like when you're distributing books in the public places, you get good at it after a while. You understand people's mentalities. And you could tell maybe by the way people dress that maybe they have money. And so you don't mind asking if this is a great book. It's like the Eastern Thought, the cherished book. And, we just ask, I'd like to give it as a gift, but we are asking for a little donation to help print more. Something like that. That's how it goes. And they might be generous with it. I think what you have when you're dealing with the public and selling books, you have to sell yourself. You have to convince to your client, the person that you're talking to, that you're a genuine person, you believe in this, and you exude all this happiness and joy. And that's what you have to sell. You have to sell yourself being a happy. And then, people simply ask the question, well, this guy's so turned on by this book, he seems really happy. That's what I want. Maybe I can get a piece of the action. Right? So it's showing enthusiasm. And that's what gets people quite excited, especially in the fast-paced world. You have to show some passion. Hey, buddy, where are you coming in from? Oh, really? Like it's all passion, isn't it? Nice to meet you. Are you having a good day? Like that. With passionate people, that's the way you approach it.
Thank you, Maharaj. My obeisance to your lotus feet.
Well, not to mine, but well, it's good to be on the streets sometimes, honestly, and you'll meet all different kinds of people from the three gunas, three different modes of nature. And you'll learn how to respond. You'll also feel this person doesn't have any money or is not, but I think he'll read it. And then the last person gave you a big donation. You get those people say they're kind of detached. All right, I'll take the book. I might not read it, but here's a $20 bill. So that they give you some Lakshmi that covers the cost of the next person who may not have much. Young students are a really good crop for the harvest. Because they're not yet set in their ways. And they are looking for something. Oh, sorry, I did develop a cough from Mauritius. Yeah, I've seen a few patterns. Young people can sell to young people. Older folks can talk easier to older folks, And we don't really discriminate, but I mean, sometimes you can feel a person's vibrations from a block away. After a while, you understand how they carry themselves and just how they're walking with confidence or no confidence, and you just kind of measure them up a little bit, size them up before you approach someone. Selling Bhagavad Gita and Bhakti magazines and the smaller books are a real incredible therapy. And many great devotees have come out of it. I know one of my godbrothers, he went to see a movie in the movie house, and he was shuffling around, and there was this magazine at his feet, and it kept getting in his way, and picked it up. It was kind of a glossy magazine, and said, "Back to Godhead." And he found it interesting. Nobody pushed him into having the magazine. He just came at his feet. So he took it with him, and he became a devotee after that. Yeah. One person was at I think it was the Golden Gate Bridge, the famous one there on the West Coast. He was ready to jump off, one person. And I said, I think I really have to go. My life is miserable. And then he noticed just on the side there was a glossy magazine kind of shining, and said, anyways, what is that? So he picked it up and he looked at it and he started reading it. Gave him so much hope he decided not to give up his life at the bridge. Beautiful stories, aren't they? Anything else, Bruce, you want to bring up in regards to the verses that
Yes,
we just
Maharaj, I
learned?
had a question. Dhanraj.
Yes.
First of all, Maharaj, I wanted to say that we really missed you the 2 weeks you were not here. So you were doing a great job rattling, and we really enjoyed that. To my question, I was wondering about the last paragraph where it mentions that those who are righteous in performing devotional service but who are not pure can attain the planetary system of the pole star of Dhruva Loka. Does that mean that if you are trying to do your bhakti but you're not yet 100% pure, are you assigned that planet to go to, or is that something you can choose to?
It just means you're eligible. I really think it's a possibility that you may end up as a resident there. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Anybody who shows some sincerity, anybody, any devotees who came before they came even to meet a devotee, they probably met, they read an autobiography of a devotee, they were vegetarian, this and that, those are the kind of people that were joining the movement at that time. And it just shows there was some sincerity. And they keep looking and looking until they found Krishna. Yeah, but thank you very much. You were missing me. I was missing all of you too. And there's a song for that too. I am missing you, oh Krishna. Where are you? It was a song written by Ravi Shankar, the maestros, the sitarist. And he wrote that. And I think it was a niece who sang it on an album with George Harrison in the background. The devotees played that record for Prabhupada. He said, this is a very good mood. This is very nice. I am missing you, oh Krishna. If you want to hear a nice version, it's from Nora Jones, who happens to be Ravi Shankar's daughter. Nora Jones. Nora Jones, I am missing you, oh Krishna. I see Dhanraj has already had it. It's very sweet. It's very sweet. Yeah. And I also want to recognize Rabinder Sir. He's my hero here. You know why? Because it's almost midnight there where he is. And he's still chipper, still fresh. You had your hand up, right?
Maharaj, actually, Hare Krishna Maharaj, we also missed you a lot. So nice to see you. And actually, the question I had, Dhanraj Prabhu already asked that. I wanted to ask that why particularly, the pole star is assigned to people like that. Is it because Dhruv Maharaj, when he initially started meditating on Vishnu, he had a material goal in mind? Was it because of that he's assigned to a planet where, people who are more ritualistic but not completely pure? I mean, I was trying to reconcile that in my
Well,
head.
he's, we recognize his great divinity, and he got very clean of heart. When he was 5 years old, he was like a child star, from devotional standards. Later on, he showed some little bit of weakness. His anger kind of came back, surfaced again. But in general, he was very blessed by Krishna because who goes to a little boy? What God goes to a little boy and talks with him and blesses him with his chakra in his hand. When you look at the story, so apparently his planet, which is in the material sphere, is a spiritual planet. So I guess you could look at his scenario. He was looking for riches. He wanted a kingdom more opulent than Brahman. I'm gonna have to get some coffee syrup, and yet he showed he had incredible devotional drive. So it looks to me like Krishna satisfied him. Both needs. He wanted a space. He wanted his own space, which was very glorious, sacred, and he got that. And it's also a place that's very pure, even if there were Polish people there. Just joking. All star. But let me grab that cough syrup and I'll please come put up a hand, put up a question. Think about your takeaways, okay?
Takeaways. Guru Maharaj actually pole star, why he's given that. Yes.
Hare Krishna, which verse did we read? I joined very late today.
60,
71.
68, 69, 70, 71.
Chapter
Yeah.
18, right?
Yes.
Anybody else have any remarks? Anybody else want some cough syrup? It's really good. Yes.
I need some, Guru Maharaj. Give me some.
Okay, sure. No problem.
Hare Krishna
look at-
Maharaj, since I have actually a question for you, Maharaj. So this is regarding the Krishna bus for the youth.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So what you posted, it's genuine appeal, right? It's from ISKCON, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. The reason I ask is I told Sandamini this morning that we should do something, and then of course after I told her early in the morning, I came to office and suddenly she sent me a text saying, "Are you sure this is genuine? Because there's so much scams going on Facebook, on WhatsApp."
Yeah, no,
so-
this
yeah.
was very
Okay.
genuine.
Okay.
This is
Thank
coming
you.
from the youth minister of ISKCON.
Okay. Okay, Maharaj.
ISKCON youth minister, Manoram. And I was on the bus tour for 10 years, 10
Right.
summers.
Right.
Not the
Okay.
whole summer, mind you, but, and it goes to Mexico, it goes to Canada, it goes to the US. So most time in the US. Somebody should take
Okay.
it up to Donald Trump's house in the backyard.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Maharaj. I'll definitely do something. I just wanted the clarification. Thank you so
Well,
much. I will.
the program, Manoram goes to Europe as well with this, and it's helped so many young people.
Yes.
People are doubtful about Krishna. They midway after 2-3 weeks, they're convinced Krishna's God.
Right. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Yeah,
And
I will.
they weren't sure before that.
Yeah,
That's the
I will.
greatest thing.
I will definitely do something. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, Vasanta put something out there. Can you let us know what that is? Last.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I'm just, for your cough, usually golden milk, they call it. If you boil milk with sugar and turmeric, it's healing.
Yeah. Sure, there's a number of things that we do. Thank you very much. I've also found that with a cold, when you cough, I go outside and I walk hard and it warms me up because that's what a cold calls for, right? Heat. Even hot milk, I'll take it, warms up your whole body. And those are some things that I've been employed in. And Prabhupada also said, feed a cold, starve a fever. When you eat something, it heats up your body a little bit. And when you have a fever, you already have a lot of fire, so maybe not a good. And you don't have much of an appetite. Better to starve it. So feed a cold, starve a fever. He used to say. All right. Should we do this if we're all exhausted of questions? Should we do some takeaways, purpose? Okay, I got a thumb up from somebody up there. Dhanraj. Okay. All right, Vaishnavi, do you want to orchestrate this, please, for us?
All right, okay. Mansi Ganga has her mic on, so we'll start with her. Mansi Ganga.
Okay.
Pure. Yes, sorry. It is the
Mic is on.
okay. So pure devotee of the Lord frees one from sinful reactions.
Okay. Thank you.
Is it unlimited or is it limited to a certain amount of words?
Well, you guys can decide. I was the what does the May Day tell us? There's those 6 words there in May Day. You want to do 6 words and or less?
So, Maharaj, I allow book distribution that helps to spread Krishna consciousness.
Okay, that's very good instruction. Yep. Mhm. And I just want to let everybody know, Dharma, he's a simple, humble man, and he does a lot of books. He's very dedicated to that seva. So sincere, so sincere.
Nice. Haribo. So
Yes, everybody. Amen. He's taking a major administrative role in a place called Mississauga, Ontario. It's the name of a tribe or indigenous nation here in this area. All right.
Arjuna.
Spread Krishna consciousness with others.
I like it. I like it.
Arjun Saka.
Bravo.
Arjun Saka.
Krishna likes sharing Krishna with others.
Krishna likes sharing Krishna with others.
others.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're getting to like the Sankirtan spirit. Yeah. Supporting the Sankirtan mission. Yes.
Guy Gaura Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare
Bhagavad Gita,
Krishna Maharaj. 3 words. 3 left.
Bhagavad Gita is for the devotees only.
Bhagavad Gita is for devotees only. Question mark, right? We could argue that one. We could debate it. Okay, thank you.
Guru Das.
Share Krishna with the open-minded.
Here, Krishna, is that what you said?
Share Krishna with the open-minded.
The open mind. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent.
Haripad.
Good one.
Haripad.
Bhagavad Gita is as much a book of study of human nature.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much. I like your suit as well, Prabhu.
Thank you, Madam.
Okay, yeah, Hari. There he is with the American flag. Hi. Yahoo. Okay, next.
Krishna to pure devotees, bhakti guaranteed.
It was good. Repeat it one more time slowly.
Krishna to pure devotees, bhakti guaranteed.
Okay, thank you. I think I understand.
Murli.
Next.
Murli.
When you distribute books, you meet people with all the three gunas.
Okay.
Nina?
Hearing about Krishna gives immense happiness.
Hearing about Krishna.
Krishna gives immense happiness.
That's pretty good. Pretty good, yes. Thank you.
Ravindra Swarup?
Worship Krishna by offering your intelligence.
Yeah, yeah, good, good. And that is puja, worshiping him with his intelligence. Yeah, with your intelligence. Good.
Vasanta?
Well,
Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of everything that is to be known in this universe.
okay, good, good. I think people are pretty comfortable with 6 words. Yeah.
Uddhav?
Take some risk for Krishna.
Take some risks for Lord Shri Krishna. 6 words. Yes. Take some risks. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you.
I think everyone is except me. So thank you for being here, Maharaj.
We covered everyone, did we?
Yes, Maharaj.
It's true, we missed you so much.
Oh, that's your message. Thank you. Okay, I gotcha. What about Anand Deshish? Doesn't he have something there?
Okay. He's going to say something.
Yes. Maharaj, Sanatan Dharmadas was a hit actually.
Oh, he was a hit.
He was a hit.
Good.
Pretty
I
interesting.
thought he was the right person. I
Devotee.
thought he was the right person to release out to you all. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody got very amused from his the way he talked and handled the class.
Well, that's good. That's good.
We hope to see him again in your absence.
We will have him again. We will have him again. Okay. Anything else, Bruce? Have we covered everybody?
I think so.
Just looking forward to your arrival here, Maharaj, on Sita Navami,
I'm
which
still
is
crossing my
Monday.
fingers. I hope they'll let me in.
Maharaj, on Sita Navami, which is Mother Sita's appearance day, is Monday, I believe. So
Yeah.
I think you are also, so there is a special program at the temple even on that day. And you are, I think the temple president, Neelamani Prabhu, wants you to handle that, Maharaj.
Yes, that's
Also.
right. Yeah, Sandamini, she actually told me a little bit about that, and I agree. I'll work something out with you, Peruse.
Okay,
I do
fantastic.
have a class at 8:30 our time, and we're talking about maybe everyone come and eat first, and then have the class together, with my group from the West Coast. Yeah.
Fantastic, Maharaj. So both
All
Sunday
right.
and Monday, Sunday as well as Monday, you are in
Okay.
charge.
Okay. So Ravinder Swarup, is Namacharya around, or?
Yeah, he did not join the call today, but I spoke to him this evening, Maharaj.
Give my Haribols.
Yes,
I do
Maharaj.
want to talk to the both of you about the next project. Okay, so and Arjun Saka, you're getting communication with Vishaka, right? About your proposal. Okay, that's great.
Maharaj, get well soon with your cough.
What? Say it again, Prabhu.
Maharaj, get well soon with your cough.
Your cough, Maharaj.
Your cough. I said get well soon.
Yeah. Take my trusted little.
It matches with your robe. It's the same color.
No, it's better than my robes. It's better. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Jai Narasimha, Hare
Maharaj,
All
don't
glories
forget
to your holiness.
Jai
don't
Lakshmi.
forget
Hare Krishna, devotee. Have a
Hare
great week.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Vaishnavi
Krishna.
Mata.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Maharaj.
everybody.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Have a good weekend,
Hare
everybody.
Krishna.
Thank